Hi everybody, it's Pastor Miguel here. Just want to make a video about an incident that happened in Virginia. It's all over the news right now, and it has to do with a young man who was 24 years old who got into an accident, was totally naked, left his car, started screaming at the police officers. They shot him with a stun gun. They were unsuccessful, and unfortunately they shot him twice in the chest and they killed him. Now, this is not the first time this happens. We see back in a few years ago, we had the Miami cannibal who was also, the same thing, naked, attacked this man, a homeless man who was under a bridge, started eating his face. And then we had recently another case where we had a young black man who was screaming at the police officers, telling them he was going to kill him. And they had batons and they started hitting him, and he didn't feel the batons. The police officers were all bloody. Eventually, like 10 police officers got together and they tackled the young man to the floor, and they were able to restrain him. This young man in particular said that he was controlled by demons. Now, I know some of you are saying these are not demons, these are drugs, but I wanna make a correlation between drugs and demons, because it's very important. A lot of people blame drugs, but they don't realize that a lot of these people are actually are being controlled by demons. Okay, so what happens is when a person takes drugs like PCP and Flocka and all these drugs, it inhibits their free will. It inhibits their free will to make decisions, so it opens them up for a demon to actually take over and control them and do these acts of violence and strength, like the demoniac of Garazine. We see that these drugs are actually controlling these people, actually numbs their ability to have free will, and therefore we see that that back in the Native American days, the Native Americans used to take drugs in order to go into the spirit world. And so that's how they did it. They took peyote and they would smoke it, and then they will go into what we call the spiritual world. And this is what's going on with these people who are taking these drugs out on the streets. A lot of these drugs are being preyed on by these people who manufacture these illegal drugs. And what they do is they prey over the drugs to get people addicted to the drugs. And by doing so, by a person taking those drugs into their system, they're allowing the devil to take possession over them, to demonize them, and to control them. So, and by doing this, they're actually going into the what we call the spirit world. So this is the reason why I worked in the healthcare field for 18 years, and this is the reason why a lot of these people see demons when they take these drugs. They would tell you, I'm seeing demons, or they're screaming. They start screaming, and usually the first, they're picked up by the police officer, and they take it to the emergency room. And this is the reason why they see these things, is because they're actually going into the spirit world. These drugs, cursed drugs, take away your free will, your ability to make choices, and open you up into what we call the spirit world. Okay. Okay, let me see if I missed any points here. Okay. Therefore, when you see these things, I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, he's drugged. These are drugs. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they're drugs. But the drugs actually open these people up for demonization. And this is the reason why we see these people acting the way they are, where, they're acting violent. They're naked. Just like the demoniac of Garazine, he was naked. And we see that these people get naked immediately, and they get violent, and they attack people. They eat people's faces. They're basically like zombies. Okay, so therefore, when somebody tells you, "Oh, that's just drugs," yeah, it's true. It may be drugs, but the drugs themselves open these people up for demonization. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, you can place them below, and I'll be happy to answer them. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye bye.